So we've played with Tkinter a little bit already. We've played with different text options. We've even made an exit button. What if we want to do more? You know, that's always the thing, right? So what else can we do with things? So we made a button, and all it does so far is it just exits the window. So what else can we do with it? Now, obviously, buttons can do a lot more than that, so let's actually do something other than destroying the window. So I'm going to go back into my trytk project that I've been using in PyCharm, and I'm just going to create a new Python file, and we'll call it buttons. Oh, cap locks is on. We'll call it buttons without cap locks. There we go. So buttons.py, and let's go ahead and start setting up our document. So trying out buttons in Tkinter. Oh wait, let's do trying out buttons in a GUI using Tkinter in Python 3. First thing, let's import Tkinter. So from Tkinter import star. Tkinter is lowercase because we're in Python 3. If you're using Python 2, capitalize it. Some of your other commands may differ a little bit too, but right off the bat, that's the first obvious one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and create my window. As I've mentioned before, there are lots of different things you could call it. It's commonly called root, but for instruction, I like to make it more obvious. So I'm going to call it main window, and that's going to be TK. So that will create the Tkinter window. Let's start simple. So the idea is we're going to have a button. So I'm a button, kind of that same type of simplicity in my naming conventions for right now, just so it's very clear what I'm making. And then it's the button method. Inside of this, we need to type main window so it knows what it's associated with. And we'll put in text. And for right now, this is just going to be this button. You know what? That's it. It's just going to be a button, and it's not going to do anything yet. So one step at a time. Then we're going to say I'm a button.pack, so that way it actually creates it. And we need to tell it main window dot main loop. And if we run this, it should create a little bitty window that has a button in it that does nothing. So let's see if it worked. So if we run this, there we go. We've got this little bitty window here and a button, and nothing happens. So everything worked just as planned. I don't really like where it pops up. I don't like things way up in the top left. Then I have to drag them down, so it's more kind of in the main area where you can see it. So let's adjust the geometry of the main window. So main window.geometry. And inside of these parentheses, I'm going to do 300 x 200 plus, oh, I don't know, maybe 250 plus 250. I think that's the size I chose last time, but that's kind of around the numbers that I like for sort of these little mini teaching videos. So now if I run this, ooh, it popped up behind it, but there we go. That's, I don't really like the button being way up there in the top, but that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Now let's actually make this button do something. Before we told it to destroy the window, and I don't want it to just destroy the window. We've done that already. Let's make it do something else. So we can put in a command, and so when the button is clicked, it's going to run whatever's in the commands. Right now, we don't have anything for it to run, but that's okay. I'm going to create a function that it's going to run when the button is clicked, and I'm just going to call that I'm a function, sticking with the conventions I've already been using. Now, right now, it's not happy because I'm referencing something that I have not created, and that's fine. We can go ahead and create that. Let's do def I'm a function. There we go. Now it's happy. The underline has gone away. Let's go ahead and add in some more comments just because I'm starting to have little different chunks here and there. So import make window, define functions, create widgets and stuff. Perfect. Alright, so def I'm a function. So let's make it actually do something. So, oh, my mistake. Got to have the parentheses in there, then the colon, and we can press enter. And right now, I'm just going to tell it to print, print rar. And so if I run this, we have this as a button, And if I click this, it should print rar. And you might say, well, nothing happened, it didn't work. Well, actually, that's not true. It did work. It printed rar way down here. So you might say, well, that's not very useful, and it might not be depending on what you want to do with it, but there are some uses for that. Rar, and of course that doesn't match this as a button, so we're going to change this string to be fierce. There we go. So the button will be fierce, and it's going to rar at us. So be fierce, rar, rar, rar. Perfect. You might not feel that that's very helpful, and that's fine. That's fine. All right, so what else can we do with this? So I clicked rar 4 times, and it spit out rar each time, but what if I want to add like a counter to this? So I can do that too. So I'm going to add in here, I don't know, I guess another comments. Let's do make variables, and typing is difficult, so is spelling. This will be I'm a counter. I could call it I'm a variable, and I guess that would match my pattern too, but actually this is a variable and this is a variable, and there's quite a few variables in here actually. I guess it's just those 3. So calling this I'm a variable actually wouldn't be very accurate because we have other variables already. So I'm going to call it I'm a counter because that's what this variable is doing. So I'm a counter. It's going to equal 0 for right now, and that's fine. So it's not a string, it's an integer. There's no quotes around it. And then inside of my I'm a function, I'm going to add in I'm a counter, there we go, plus equals 1. Now if we look at this, it's not happy. It's got this red underline here, and it's saying that it's an unresolved reference. Now I know that can't be true because I have I'm a counter right up here. So if I run this, it should work, right? Except, well, actually, yeah, there we go. So it freaks out because it's saying that I'm a counter was referenced before it was assigned, but I did assign it. I assigned it here. The issue is I have modified it inside of the function, but I've created it outside of the function. So it's looking for a local I'm a counter. It's looking for an I'm a counter inside of this function, and it's not there. So what I need to do is I need to tell it that I'm going to be using this global variable that I've created, and that's pretty easy. We just type global, and then we can do I'm a counter, and that's telling it that this I'm a counter is that I'm a counter. So it should all work now. And if I run this, the error should disappear. There we go, no error, but there's still, I don't see the counter. So I didn't actually add it to the print. Let's add it to the print, comma, I'm a counter. And typing is so difficult. There we go, I'm a counter. So if we run it again, rar2, rar3, rar4, etc. There we go. So counter is working, it's printing. Cool. Now, what if I don't want it to just go up? What if I want it to be able to go both directions, so up or down? So maybe I want there to be 2 buttons. So that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and actually just copy and paste to save a little bit of time. So I have I'm a button and I'm a button 2. And that means I need an I'm a button to pack. So that works. And of course, right now, both of these I'm a buttons are calling the same function when they're clicked. So that means I'm going to need a second function. So this will be I'm a function 2. And this will be I'm a function 2. And this is not a good way of doing naming conventions. Don't just add 2's at the end of things. But I'm just doing it for time and efficiency right now. You should choose something better. So we've got I'm a function and I'm a function 2. And this one is going to subtract and equal, whereas the other one adds and equals. So if we run this, let's see what happens. All right, we have 2 be fierces. So the first one, rar1, rar2, rar3. The second one, rar2, rar1, 0, -1. There we go. So it works. So I have 2 buttons, and they can go in either direction. Now maybe I don't want it to paste down here. Maybe I actually want it to paste in this window. That's cool. I can do that too. So to do so, I need to add in another widget, and I'm going to add in a label widget. So sticking with my name convention for this video, we'll do I'm a label, and that's going to be a label. And once again, we need to tell it the parent name, and then we need to tell it what to write. So we're just going to call this 0 for right now. Notice this is a string. An equal sign would probably be helpful. There we go. Text equals 0. We need to tell it to actually pack that. So right above the I'm a button, let's do I'm a label dot pack. And so if we run this, we should see the label. There we go, 0, and we see both buttons. Right now, this actually won't change at all because we haven't made any connection between this label and the actual functions. So right now, everything still posts inside of our console down here, but we can change that. If we go up here into the functions themselves, we can tell it to change the configuration of those labels. So I'm a label.config. And we're going to tell it that we want the text to now equal I'm a counter. And we can take this same one and we can paste it over here. And so now if we run this, there we go. Now the counters are appearing here. Now we still have it down here, and that's fine. And the roar down here might not really mean much, but we could change this to something more useful. So maybe this could be like adding to the counter, and this could be subtracting from the counter, and we could use these as little notes to make sure that the function is running, and we could use it as sort of a check. In case there is a bug or an error, then we can know that it got at least as far as printing that command, and then try to troubleshoot from there. So if we run this now, we've got both buttons still, and we can see here it now tells us whether it's subtracting or adding. We can see it updates here. I don't really like the way the buttons are displayed, and of course it doesn't make much sense for what it says now. So maybe we want to change these instead. So maybe this is add to the counter, and maybe this is, you know what, actually I'm just going to do add and subtract. So I don't want them to be super long buttons, and maybe I don't want them to be vertically one on top of the other. Maybe I want them to be side by side. So I can also go in here into the pack, and I can add in side equals left, and I can do the same thing here. And so if I run this, there we go, it's pushing them way over to the left, and you can see that they work. Now when I think of adding and subtracting, I don't think of them being in this order. I think of subtraction first, sort of a number line where as we progress to the right it gets larger. That's how I think of it. So maybe I want to switch these. I could actually just cut and paste these so that way they're in opposite order, but I could also change it by telling this one to go right and the other one to go left, and that should also do it. There we go. I don't really like the big gap there, but that's okay. It still works. And we'll talk a little bit about how the arrangement on these works in a future video, but hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of what else you can do with buttons and how you can tie functions to buttons to do more interesting things.